In this next video, we're going to be going over the program completion tab. So in our previous one, the last item that we had on this progress page was program completion status. But once we're done with the career plan, we'll click this program completion follow-up tab, and that'll take us here. You can see there's several items here. So we'll see at the top, the program completion status. We were enrolled. And so to update the completion status, we'll select the button here. And we'll select either complete, withdrawal, or exited. So we'll start with complete and click save. And then we'll click OK and be prompted to enter a case note. So we'll select from the drop down here, enter a case note, and click save. And then when we complete that, we'll see that the status has been updated to completed. So for transition outcomes, upon program completion, we'll select this button here. And for the outcome, we have a few different options for apprenticeship, job placement, other training, and opened small business. And so if we enter apprenticeship, we'll just need to enter in the required fields here. So we'll have the status for the apprenticeship, and we'll select this first one here. Is the apprenticeship in construction, building, or trades? Yes or no? Is it union or non-union? Is it a DOL registered program? And if we answer yes, we'll need to enter in the Rapids ID number here. But then we'll just need to enter in the name of the apprenticeship program and the address for it. And then we have one last question at the bottom. Is it sponsored, yes or no? And you can also add, multiple apprenticeships if, in this case, multiple ones were applied to. But we'll click save and see that the system has added the transition outcome and a case note we can leave again. And we'll refresh the page here. And then we'll see that the transition outcome information has been added here. And just to go through the other ones so you can see what they look like. If we select job placement, we have a couple questions. Is the job in clean energy or construction, building, or trades? Yes or no? Is a job temporary or transition? Yes or no? And then you'll enter in the employer name and their address information. And then the last field we have is the salary. Click save. We'll see that the outcome has been added. We'll leave another case note here. And we'll see that that transition outcome for job placement has been added here. And so going to the third one for other training, is this training in clean energy or construction, building, trades? Yes or no? If we say no, then we'll have a text field here for other industry. And we'll select the type of training: community college, university, trade school, on-the-job training that is a non-apprenticeship or other. And then we'll just enter in the training program name and their address information. And then click save and leave another case note here. We'll see other training. And then our last option for outcomes is opening a small business. So the first question we have is, are you employed in construction? If no, you'll enter in what industry it's in. And then the state of the business, we have drop downs for declining, steady, or growing. And then we'll enter in the business name. And then the address information. And then a URL for the business, the number of employees, the year the business opened, what services are provided by the business, and then a follow-up date can be added from the calendar picker. Then we'll click save, and we'll leave another case note. And we'll see that summary information has been added here as well. And so below the completion status and transition outcomes, we do have several, we do have a few more areas. We have follow-up case notes. And I won't really be able to demonstrate them in this video, but what will happen is per program requirements, there is a follow-up that once the customer has completed the program, you'll follow up at the following intervals for 1, 2, 3, 6, and 9 months after completion, along with 1, 2, and 3 years after completion. And so when you're around that time for 1 month, so we have a completion date of today, August 1st, follow-up will be September 1st. Around September 1st, this will become a hyperlink. And when you click it, it'll be that case note window that we're familiar with, that we just saw a few times updating these transition outcomes. And so enter the case note. And when that case note has been entered, this red check will change to, or this red X will change to a green check. And that will be the case for the remaining intervals here. So that's what this follow-up case notes section is, kind of just documenting the case notes that are added for those follow-ups. Additionally, if there's employment that's achieved during their time participating in the program, this can be added here by clicking this button, and we'll enter the employment status, the employer name, the start date, end date if applicable, job title, and then the SOC code, which you can look up here. You're not expected to know it, but you can either search by a keyword, or you can just click the search button and it'll pull back all the codes, and you can enter text here to narrow it down. So we'll say construction managers. And then you can enter in the address information, the hourly wage paid, overtime rate if applicable, job duties, hours per week, and then a couple more questions, yes or no. Did they receive a raise or promotion? Do they receive fringe benefits? You can click save, and we'll have that employment information added into this table right here. Similarly, if they enroll in a post-secondary institution, that can be added here. So we have completed, in progress, or withdrawn. If we have withdrawn, you can enter in the date there and the reason for withdrawal. But if we say completed, we'll just enter the completion date. And then we also have a question, are you or were you in a paid work experience during your time at the post-secondary institution? And a few examples are the GPSI program, graduate assistantship, and so forth. So if no, that's it. But if yes, then we'll enter in those same questions that were asked in the employment section. So we'll click save and click OK. We'll see that that has been added in here. We also have a section for apprenticeship. So we can say that, maybe once it is completed, we can enter in this information here, their journey person status, their hourly wage, their job duties, and hours per week. And again, those questions for they receive a raise or promotion, and fringe benefits. We'll save that. I believe we have to refresh this page here. Yep, and we'll see that that information is added into the table here. And earn credentials, these will populate here once, in the previous video for the career plan, we showed how to add credentials into the system. But once they've been added to a service and the service has been marked as complete, they'll populate here. So you may add a service, add a credential to it, and you may not see it here, but the reason would be that you would need to go back and update that service to have a status of successful completion, and then they'll pull into this table here. And for success stories, success stories are included in all of the programs that are housed within Illinois WorkNet. You can add a success story for the customer. We have our success story guide that goes over more information on how to add a success story, but you can, for the service provider section here, you can add a success story on behalf of a customer. So you log into your account and search for the customer, and you then complete the success story. But we do have videos, presentations, tips, and materials on how to write and submit a success story. And so the last thing I want to do for this program completion follow-up section is to go back to our progress page and refresh the status. We should see at the bottom here that our flag that was red is now green for good, and the program completion status is now complete. And that is the overview for the program completion and follow-up tab for CEJA.